Hey everybody, I'm Hugh Brownstone for Three Blind Men and an Elephant, and we're back in Leica Central at Photokina 2018. This time it's my pleasure to introduce you to Toni Felsner. Toni is the product manager for the S system cameras, a camera that I held for the first time in my hand earlier this week. Man, what a piece of equipment.
Thanks, it's a pleasure to have me here. The birth of the Leica S system was exactly 10 years ago. So at Photokina 2008, we launched the S system. From day one, the Leica S system comes with the highest medium format image quality, packed in a very, very compact housing. It's very similar to 35 millimeters. So
it's actually
basically the idea about this system.
And I can tell you, because I still have it, this is smaller than a Canon 1D. Now, I have the original 4 megapixel. This is a little bit different than 4 megapixels, and this is quite different even than the S2. Can you tell us about the specifications of this, Toni?
Absolutely. So in the beginning, so last 10 years, we had a sensor resolution of 37.5 megapixel. Always the target, the highest priority was image quality. Image quality also at high ISO steps and dynamic range. And now it's in Leica S3 for the first time. We stepped up to 64 megapixel now, and yeah.
That's a big number. That's a big number.
Definitely.
And you have the pixel pitch to go with it so that you can maintain high ISO performance?
Yeah, that's the thing. So we have, because of higher resolution, we have smaller pixel pitch, smaller pixels actually. But because of new sensor technologies available now, we could achieve even higher ISO, at least 2 steps more than the S007 model.
I just want to repeat this. Are you saying that there's a 2-stop improvement in high ISO noise performance?
So exactly. Now we provide ISO 50,000. Exactly, and it's 2 steps more than the previous model.
Gotcha. Wow.
Okay.
Now, the other thing that's really interesting about this camera, and guys, I can't really communicate to you what it's like to feel in hand. I've talked about the Leica SL, you've seen the review before, but this is another kettle of fish altogether. And in fact, the DNA from the S found its way into the SL. But when it comes
the
to
operation concept and maybe it's the same philosophy, that's for sure.
It just feels wonderful in the hand. But this also has dramatic improvements in video, doesn't it?
Definitely. So we started medium format video with the S type 007. So we provided Cine 4K in a Super 35 window.
So an APS-C style crop, 1.5, 1.6.
Absolutely, and 1080 on the medium format sensor. Now for the first time we provide Cine 4K on the medium format width, on the full width. Of 45 millimeter.
So no crop.
And no crop at all. So you can use your lenses like you want, especially in the wide angle area. You have a real 24 millimeter.
That's a big difference.
And exactly, you have exactly the same bokeh. You have the same Leica look you're used to from your still images. So this is what our customers ask for, so now we're happy to implement it.
It's fascinating to me that because you're doing the lens design and dedicated sensor design, you have the opportunity to really optimize across both.
Absolutely. So I think the combination of the lens design, of the sensor design, of the imaging pipeline, of the image processing, of the firmware, the combination of these components is definitely what's leading to the Leica look, what our customers are telling the Leica look. And I think the Leica look is a mixture of very natural colors, of a natural grain, you know, and of course it's a extreme sharpness fall off of the lenses, because
yeah.
the characteristic is really unique, I think.
You know, when you said that this was introduced in 2008 and said that this has been going for 10 years, you have had 10 years to iron out the kinks and to build out the lens line.
Launching a system means, okay, you have the camera there, and then you have to build up the lens portfolio. Within these 10 years, we launched 10 Leica S lenses.
Are those all primes?
No, not all primes. So we have lenses from 24 millimeter up to 180 millimeter. We have a 3 times zoom packed in a very, very compact, small housing, 30 to 90. We have a Summicron 100. It's a
f2.
Perfect for
baby.
portraits.
Because what
Really
we need
nice.
to do is we need to remind people who aren't familiar with this that just like smaller sensors, there's a crop factor for larger sensors. And what is the crop factor relative to full frame? Like 0.7?
It's 0.8.
0.8. So an f2 is a 1.6. Yeah. Okay.
Correct, calculated. Definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes. 4-function math I'm pretty good with.
No.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
And it's a great portrait lens. You have an extreme sharpness fall off. Really a portrait characteristic.
Yeah.
And really smooth skin tones, and yeah, it's quite charming, I think.
Yeah, beautiful. And when we talk about a 24 at the wide end,
Yeah.
which by the way is my favorite focal length in full frame, fast 24 millimeters, that's the thing for me. But again, on this, we are now talking about
19.
19. Yeah, your math is better than mine.
It's a 19, and it's quite a great corrector. So
Let's talk about that.
distortion.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question about that. I've seen over the last several years an increasing reliance on software correction for lenses. What is the design philosophy behind these lenses?
Okay, maybe that's a bridge to the point of optical viewfinder, electronic viewfinder.
Sure.
So we have an optical viewfinder.
Right.
And with an optical viewfinder, you have to correct the lenses by lens design and not by software design.
Because otherwise you see
Otherwise, you see it in the viewfinder.
That's a great
And
point.
You know, we say, okay, we listen to our customers, and our customers are saying like, it's the best and the largest and most brilliant viewfinder in the market ever. Please do not change that. On the other hand, we have no heating problems, nothing like that. So the sensor is just only active when you're shooting. Then she is not active, means there is nearly no power consumption. No power consumption means no sensor heating. So you have a constant high image quality all day long.
Oh, good
And
point.
No blackouts and nothing. So we keep up with it and just launched the S3. So we're confident that customers will love it.
Now, this is the 70 millimeter CS, and what's interesting about the CS is that it stands for central shutter. These are leaf shutter lenses.
Shutter, yeah.
So, what is the rationale for those people who aren't familiar with leaf shutters, which, by the way, you can switch, I see, between leaf and focal plane shutter. What is the advantage of building a leaf shutter into these cameras in 2018?
So we call it, it's a dual shutter, we have a 4,000 of a second with a focal plane shutter inside the camera. So if you have super bright environments, you just can shoot with open aperture. And we have central shutter lenses if you want to combine, for example, some strobes on location, and even either you want to freeze movements,
High-speed flash sync,
or you want to use open aperture as well. So
what is the maximum shutter speed for flash sync with these central
with the central
shutters?
shutter, it's 1,000 of a second.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Okay. Now, look, guys, there's no doubt that this is very expensive. Final pricing hasn't been established for the S3, is that
Right,
correct?
right.
But the S2, its predecessor, is currently on B&H for around $20,000, and the lenses range in price from about $4,000 to $11,000 US. Now, when we talk about Leica and we talk about price, guys, you've heard me say this before, I kind of shrug my shoulders. These are low volume, handcrafted cameras where the sensor is designed exclusively for your use in this camera. We just don't have the volumes. So I've got no problem with that. And I've got no problem with the fact that this is really designed for professionals who see the value in a workaday camera. For those of you who can afford it, who understand the value of it, my God, this is just an incredible piece of kit. And for those of us who can't, oh well, there are other cameras out there, including Leica's own TL2 and CL, and we'll be meeting with the product manager for the APS-C line shortly. But in the meantime, Toni, congratulations, man. This is just a stunning piece of design, and I dig it. Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
For 3 Blind Men and an Elephant, I'm Hugh Brownstone. See you soon.